Rebecca from Coaching for Lifetime Change. This video is about the question that I asked my Facebook page and on my webpage about times where parents have used their gut instinct to get the right answers. Over the last few years, this has been a fairly long journey for myself and my husband and my little family unit, especially with my oldest child Grace, who's 6 years of age, as well as my youngest Emma, who's 4 years of age now. With Grace, she was a very difficult baby. She wouldn't attach with breastfeeding at all, and even after a month we just weren't getting anywhere. She slept for 40 minutes in an entire day, so of course she was crying a lot majority of the day, and boy does she have the best set of lungs. She didn't crawl at all, she just sat there, and then she started pulling herself up on objects. She didn't progress so much with that area until about 18 months she started to actually walk. At about the age of 2.5, I started picking up signs that something may not be right with Gracie. But then I thought, maybe that's all in my head. I come from a childcare background. I've worked with severe autistic children, and I was just picking up little signs with her that I thought, maybe something isn't quite right with my big girl. She only played with boys. She still didn't sleep. Sleeping was definitely, and still is, not a good issue for us. She really wasn't talking much with us. She didn't like, hug and a kiss as you'd expect most children would. Then we noticed that she was putting toys in lines, and it's magical to actually work out the pattern of the line. But it was becoming quite obsessive, and it became to a point where in her bedroom there was actually no carpet place because of all these lines. You couldn't put a toy a millimetre out of line because you'd know about it and actually let loose, screaming at you for moving that toy. Then at about the age of 3, we noticed that she was started to pace. And at that stage I thought that was because of me, because I was wearing a pedometer, trying to get fit. And I thought, oh, maybe she's copying me because I do, because wearing a pedometer, it's good to get incidental exercise. So I thought, maybe she's copying me. But that behaviour didn't stop. But I kept all these in myself, because I thought, it must be in my head. But it was only until my husband actually brought it up in conversation, I thought, maybe it's not in my head, that, Steve is actually aware of what's going on. So we went and saw our paediatrician and discussed it with her. We love our paediatrician. She's always been very active, always listens to us. And, we thought, we said to her, we just don't feel something's right. She gave us questionnaires to get the creche to fill out, because Grace was at creche at that stage. And it was an amazing experience. I guess maybe because of my background, I knew what questions to ask them. But I was really surprised on how many times they said to me, no, they don't see any of this behaviour. But the behaviours that we saw happened out of numerous environment changes. It just wasn't just based at home. So, I pushed her, and it really upset me because the teacher there made me feel like a total idiot, saying, we know the best, we know the child. And I'm thinking, no, you don't really know Grace. It was only after a while of bashing my head against the wall time and time again with the creche that I handed them the questionnaires from the paediatrician and said to them, the paediatrician would like you to fill out these questions. It was amazing that although they were saying to me, no, they don't see these behaviours on the questionnaire, they actually were seeing these behaviours, but just, say it to me, even though I was the one who was asking. The paediatrician then sent us off to a psychologist and a speech pathologist, and Gracie has been diagnosed with autism, but she's, fairly high functioning. I really believe that parents need to listen to their gut, because most of the time your gut is actually correct. You know your child the best. So if you don't think you don't feel that there's something going right, seek help. Go seek a really, really good pediatrician to talk about your worries and concerns. It may be nothing, but your child. So don't give up. Make sure you keep pushing for those right answers. Because believe me, Grace has come a really, really long way because we got her in early. She's doing well at school. She still paces and everything, but she's come a long way since upon diagnosis. So don't give up. Listen to that gut instinct, and I'm sure you'll get the right answer. Thank you.